Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the 5th episode of the Full-Time Podcast. I am again Odrin Johnson. I'm joined today by Mr. Ginger Mourinho.
As always, you mean? You're always joined by me all the time. I'm basically the one that attracts the views to this podcast. What did the last one get? 16, 20 views?
I think it's on 25 now.
25! Oh, a big round of applause for everyone in the audience.
I want to thank my mum, my dad, the people who invented the Juventus logo. I want to also thank Emil Heskey, my dad. That's basically it, really. Thank you for all those lovely suggestions from all you guys. We got a comment in the last episode saying that if they liked the video, if they cried. So you know, that the podcast is meant to make people. It's really emotional. I feel, you know, when we talk about things like I always cry when I think of Aston Villa at night when I'm going to bed. I'm just like I'm going in for a good old sob. I'd like to get the water out of me. So I
just before he thinks about Aston Villa, just to get it all out there.
I just cry. I just cry myself to sleep. Like I get into bed, I'm just like thinking to myself, like oh, this could be a good day, and then all of a sudden I hear Jodie and Lescott in the back of my mind. It's like. And the day's gone. I can never function again. Jodie and Lescott, I don't know, maybe a Bonglor? Yeah, go on, a Bonglor as well. A couple of those players, and then I think of again, it's like, at least something good came out of that team. But anyways, moving aside from my very depressing lifestyle and the way I go to sleep, this week we have not that many topics to talk about. We do have some, not massive topics, but we can still talk about some things that have happened during the week that are mildly interesting. First of all, being Juventus did beat the unbeaten streak in La Liga, but they did.
Juventus? Oh, well done, Juve!
Did I say Juventus?
You did! Oh, Juve, congratulations!
I'm still looking forward to that logo thing. I always say stuff when I don't actually mean it. It's just really weird. Anyways, Real Madrid beat the La Liga record, but then subsequently lost 2 games in a row afterwards. So, yeah. Fair play to them. Inconsistency is key to winning a league title. Love it. Any thoughts on it, or did you see any of the games that they actually lost?
No, because they weren't on TV. Well, the 3-1 was on TV, but I think I was watching Juve Fiorentina instead, which was actually a cracking game. I think Fiorentina went 2-0 up, and Juve got one back. But Di Viola did manage to seal out the game, which was unbelievable. Bernardeschi played superb again. Bernardeschi, what a player. Do you know who he is?
I've heard of him.
Oh, what a player! What a man! As in, he's just he screams sex on legs he makes you look at a woman who's 11 out of 10 and go fuck that.
Why no. Anyways, something I actually did watch the Celta Vigo game. I live streamed it because I was thinking here I might as well watch it because we're on a decent time, and Celta Vigo are playing well this year. In Aspas, who was an absolute flop at Liverpool, is doing so well out in the league at the moment. I'm actually really enjoying it. And I enjoyed it. They played quite good football. Real Madrid again, that you could sense the aura around the stadium about how annoyed they were that they lost after all those match games. But I think the fans are focusing too much on that they've lost 2 games. They went 40 unbeaten. That's a massive achievement. I know Juventus hold the current...
I guarantee, now we've mentioned this 40 unbeaten. What's your fans name again?
Which one?
The Arsenal one.
Oh, Jack Arsenal.
It's but Arsenal went 49 unbeaten.
Yeah, I've already said to him before that Arsenal one was only in the league, so they had the odd loss here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What did he say? We're we're just 49 unbeaten.
He said I was degrading it, but I'm just thinking to myself I'm just stating the facts. But
yeah, okay, let's take the facts here. But Real Madrid won the Champions League in that time.
And the whole thing is, Juventus actually hold the record for it at the moment of 40, got 5 games unbeaten. I think Nottingham Forest are in the top 5 as well, 38 unbeaten.
Bayern Munich hold the world record though, I think.
How many have they gone?
I don't know. I just read in the paper.
I saw it online.
Oh, so that's the most wins in a row. That's the most wins in a row.
Yeah, but the most unbeaten is Juventus with 45.
But Arsenal got 49 though.
Don't even start. We're not starting this. For all listeners out there, just again to clarify, it was only in the league, so there was cup games in between that they lost here and there, so it didn't actually count as full unbeaten throughout the time. The 49, wasn't that they went the season unbeaten and then they went a couple of games into the next season unbeaten as well, so... Yeah, that's fair enough. That's probably their biggest claim to fame in the last few years anyways. I said the last few years, 12 years ago now.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about Arsenal.
No, the biggest claim to fame this year is probably, selling... No, not taking Cesc Fabregas back. Because when Cesc Fabregas left Barcelona, Arsene Wenger was Arsene Wenger had first tips and he was we do not want Cesc Fabregas. You have Mesut Ozil.
You could understand his logic about not bringing in the central midfielder, but still just to stop him from going to Chelsea.
That is such a non-big club mentality. If that was a Bayern Munich, they would have snapped him up. Real Madrid snapped him up. Barcelona snapped him up, right? Arsenal was like, no, we do not want another great player in our squad. We'd rather give him to our rival. And that's what Wenger did.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're not a big club in comparison to those teams.
I know, but to even not take him up is a small.
I think Arsenal can only get that mentality again is when they win the league. If they before that, I don't see how they entice such massive players. I know they're a big club.
To be fair,
history.
we should kind of leave this till next week.
Yeah, we'll leave Arsenal for the moment because if you didn't listen to last week's podcast, we are having a guest on next week who has actually gone over to the Burnley Arsenal game today.
Tomorrow.
So tomorrow, yeah. So come on, Burnley. As we all like, but maybe Andre Gray with a hat trick, maybe 20% possession for Burnley. That'd be lovely. That'd be beautiful. You could just repeat what you did against Liverpool. Really, that would make my day. And it would also make my day next week as well when we talk to Jack Preston about it. But nevertheless, he'll be on next Sunday, so podcast will go then. And yeah, so we'll talk more about Arsenal then. We've talked about Real Madrid. I want to go to a couple of transfers now that happened over the last week. We have obviously Memphis Depay going to Lyon from Manchester United, but he does have a buyback clause. So
I think it's a great move for him. It's kind of I think League One's a great place to rejuvenate your career. Mm-hmm. Because it's not like I love League One myself, but it's not one of the best standard leagues. It's always a great place to rejuvenate yourself and get yourself back into a bit of flame. While you look at Hatem Ben Arfa last year with Nice, he's not really getting his game with PSG this season though. But he kind of rejuvenate his career and got that big move to PSG. So when you go to League One and you're better than the league that you're playing, and you can really rejuvenate your career.
Yeah, but you could argue it's not really developing him as a player. He's not taking on any new challenges in a sort of sense. Cause
it is though. If you look at, for example, you look at certain players that you certain players don't adapt to certain leagues. Mm-hmm. And Memphis might not be able to adapt to it at the start, so it will be a challenge for him to overcome this new league.
No offense to League One, but I think the majority of players will easily adapt to that league because it's not as fast paced or as killer.
Shots fired.
No, but it is an actual fact. And I think a lot of League One viewers would agree with me that it's not as high tempo or as physical as either the Premier League. The league is much more high quality
technical.
teams.
It's more technical.
And technical as well. And then the Bundesliga is just really good teams all around. And then Serie A as well is just
I love Serie A.
It's one of the more entertaining leagues. Maybe not the best, in terms of defensive teams nicking out wins. They do always have high scoring games. It's kind of like professional Sunday league football in a way. The way all the games had 4-3, 3-3. It is good crack though. I do love the Serie A as well. And speaking of Serie A, did you see Raja Nainggolan's goal against Sampdoria?
During the week,
yeah,
in the cup. No, I didn't see it.
Oh my god, you are missing out on something.
I think it was it at the gym or was it playing football? I was at the gym playing football. I just missed it.
They beat Sampdoria 4-0 anyways in the cup.
I know they beat them 4-0. Yeah. Oh no, did you see El Shaarawy's goal?
Oh yes.
The chip! That was insane.
The pass for it though as well before. Oh my god. No, but I can't believe he missed a 9-goal goal. So basically what happened is there was a Rome player on the wing and it came in. It was a misplaced pass or a deflect. I can't actually remember, but hit off one of the Sampdoria players. Took a really bad touch. Remember when Van Persie scored against Arsenal? Lauren Koscielny, this really bad touch that led it into his pass and he scored. Yeah, it was kind of like that, but it was just about 30 yards out. And Nainggolan just smacks it with the outside of his right boot.
Nainggolan was able to just hit it from anywhere.
Do you remember his goal in the World Cup? Not the World Cup, the Euros against Wales.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's some player, and I'm surprised no club in England has actually picked him up yet. The Rome are doing so good to keep hold of him. I think that's Rome.
Rome are only 1 point off Juve.
Yeah, it's amazing. The title race is actually starting to get back into shape now. Rome's big thing though, I think in January has to be keeping all the players they have. I don't think they can let any of them go because so much as I love Francesco Totti, not all the players in that club are as loyal as he is. Yeah. So I hope Roma can do well. I actually really want to see Roma challenge as well. I want to see Milan. Milan are 5th now, are they?
Yeah, who would you like to see win the Serie A?
I'd love to see Milan win Serie A, but I just don't see it happening. I would like Roma to win it as well. Two teams that I really admire just because of their quality of football and a lot of players that are really loyal to their clubs as well. Like Milan obviously have that big history of being one of the big giants in Italy, and they've got the
Europe as well, huh?
They've got the big young up and coming players like Donnarumma and Locatelli, and Lapadula's 25, but he's still a really good upcoming player.
I'd love to see Napoli win Serie A. I thought they were just especially after what Fazio did. He jumped ship and signed for the old lady. And I'd love to see him leave Napoli and end up not winning the league. That's why it's why went to Juve to win the league. And Napoli when it just shove it in his pie face.
Yeah, Napoli actually have a very decent team if you look at it on paper. I don't think they've been as amazing as they were last season with the defence, but they are still looking very good. I think Juventus haven't been as good as they were last season now, so I think
they've lost four games this season. They've all been away from home.
Yeah, so that's showing like I think it's not the fact that every team
they lose. I think they lost to Inter, they lost to Milan, they lost to Fiorentina
Palmero as well.
The Palmero.
Yeah, 2-0.
Pretty sure pronouncing that wrong.
Palermo.
There we go. Yeah.
But
then there was another one.
Apart from that, it's not really that the other teams outside. I don't think it's that the other teams apart from Juventus are performing really
Inter
well.
come back is strong as well.
Oh, Inter, yeah.
They beat Chievo 3-1 last week.
I think when I saw Frank de Boer gets out, I was thinking like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, it's kind of stupid. But obviously they made the right decision, and it was a bit of a gamble, but it seems to have worked out for them now. And now with the money they're getting in as well from China as well, so they're looking. They could be a dominant force again. But the real matter of the fact is the way the Serie A is lined up this year. It's not because other teams are playing necessarily better than they were last season. It's more that Juventus aren't performing as well as they were last year. But that makes it all the more exciting for neutral.
Something with Serie A, right? During I don't know when it was, but maybe 2 weeks ago, Paulo Dybala and Juan Iturbe, who was on loan at Torino, went around Turin and gave blankets out to the homeless.
Yeah, the Serie A, it's one of the more community felt leagues. Like, you know the way you always have like well, this is another example when like Totti and Florenzi, like remember when they built those barriers to stop the I think was it you who mentioned to me they built the barriers to they built the barriers in the what's the stadium, Roma Stadium, what's it called?
Stadio Olimpico.
Yeah, remember they built the barriers so that to put the glass in between so that they wouldn't be having fights, and the ultras said they weren't going to go. Like Totti and Florenzi and De Rossi all went down to the ultras and they all like spoke to them in person, like really want them to go. Like it shows that they're not like they're not big enough for the club. They don't see themselves as bigger players than the club. They all are like on that sort of like people level, which is what I really love about the Serie A. And you have the likes of like I'm sure like Milan players as well are the exact same. They like go out like for meals and everything, and they're not. I think one of the main reasons I don't think Italian players are harassed in Italy. The way English,
like in England, the players seem to be harassed quite a lot.
Yeah, and that's
because even when I remember I was telling you about when I met Sergio Romero in the airport.
Yeah,
I always kind of keep it to myself and keep it head on, but no one really recognised it apart from myself.
Yeah. The whole thing is though, it is very like I think the Italians have more that idea like, oh well, he's not working, let him just relax. Like and English people don't seem to have that. They seem to be on the go all the time.
Oh, tell me about it.
You mentioned to me before about like people are like, remember the way people wait for their cars when they're coming out, and mentioned about their families and like how if they're with families with them, you don't go up to them because you feel like it's kind of like, oh, they're with their families, leave them alone. Like, and it's the only real time they get. And there is the argument they make loads of money, and as you said, like, sure, they're in the limelight all the time. They need some breaks. But I really like the Italian approach to it. The Italian, they're so like, it's
like the same in the Bundesliga, right? With the Bundesliga, they have open training sessions, right? Which means you're able to go and get your signatures or whatever, and then meet the players. And then like you don't have to harass them when they're out.
I think the way it's like in England though, they don't really hold the open training sessions as much.
They don't like it. And with footballing, it's all secretive. It's all big bucks and the high end class, you know.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think a lot of clubs don't do the open training sessions because they feel like, oh, there's somebody there checking out their tactics and everything, which is it's so stupid. Like if you're good enough to win games, you'll win games. It doesn't matter how good your tactics are.
I know Bayern do open training sessions. Bayern Munich, they're the biggest team in the world, and they do open training sessions. And this isn't just like a once a year job. This is like a lot of the time they do it. Dortmund do it. Schalke do it. Bremen do it. Bremen's the training grounds right beside the stadium. Yeah. And then there's probably other teams that do it as well. I'm just not too sure.
It's the same in Ireland kind of as well. Like Irish players don't really get harassed if they're seen like, but
yeah, but they give on.
No, I'm not talking about League of Ireland. I mean the international team.
Oh yeah, they do.
But not as much though.
Not as much as they would in England, but yeah, they do.
But I think mainly that they hold the open training sessions for the Irish national team as well.
Yeah, but that's only once a year.
Yeah, well I suppose, but it's still more than they do in England a lot of the time. Do the English national team hold? They do, don't they? They hold the open training sessions.
I don't know. I know Chelsea done it this year, last year. They hold an open training session, but it was not much this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw them once or twice. Like, you know the way they have the FATV?
Yeah.
Yeah, on YouTube. I think they do hold some open training sessions with the England squad whenever. So that's the pie. We talked about Deulofeu going on loan to, obviously, an Italian club, AC Milan. Good move?
Great move for him. He's not really getting his game, and I think he'll flourish.
But do you think he'll get into that team ahead of Suso?
Yeah, he's much better than Suso.
I know, but Suso is one of their players who they love at the moment.
I know, but I just don't really. Yeah, they do love him, but like, if you love a player, you're a team, but you were getting an upgrade on him, like you'd obviously take the upgrade.
It's kind of strange though, because when Deulofeu started, he went on loan to Everton, and they bought him in because he was really good, and he actually had a decent enough start to the season. But now he's going loaned out again, so his career seems to be kind of up and down sort of thing. But I hope he does well. I do like Deulofeu as a player. He's one of those nippy wingers that, you know, a lot of teams need in the Premier League, and especially if you're a big target man like Lukaku as well. So hopefully that loan will go out from him. Actually, who will Everton have apart from him now? It'll be Morales on the right, I presume.
It's been on the right for the whole season.
They've got Aaron Lennon on the bench as well, so they should be tactically sound for like wingers. Moving on to the next one, we have obviously a massive one that came in this week with Claudio Berahino going to Stoke.
Oh, I was Stoke City. I have a friend who's a Stoke City fan who was going literally on and on about it all week. That Berahino's coming to Stoke. Berahino's coming to Stoke. So he seems pretty happy. And I think it's a step up.
Yeah, the problem I don't see is like West Brom could have gotten an extra 10 million from last year if they just sold him.
Yeah,
especially and it would, and I think Berahino would have preferred to move to Spurs as well. He would have easily gotten in that team ahead of Janssen anyways, I know that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, my left shoe could get into that team ahead of Janssen. Yeah, he's a good striker. He hasn't played that many games recently, like, because Brom haven't been playing him. Rondon, oh my god, he's some player. I love Salomon Rondon. He's
been on fire this year.
He's just one of those players, like, you look at him, you don't think he'll be actually good, but he's unreal. Second player to score a headed hat-trick in the Premier League.
Who was the first?
I don't even know who the first one was. Who cares? It's Salomon Rondon. It's probably Peter Crouch, let's be fair. If Peter Crouch has the most headed goals in the Premier League, I think pretty sure that's his record.
Yeah, like who else would have it?
He's 99 goals at the moment now. Who are they playing this weekend actually?
Man United today.
Could be the day. 100 goals. Troy Deeney beat his 99 goal drought as well.
Oh, I know that 99 goal drought.
Yeah, well, it was a goal drought at 99 goals. It took him a while to get it as well.
Yeah.
Wayne Rooney's still waiting for that extra goal. It's going to take him another 10 years.
No, I'm pretty sure he broke the record.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I think they said in the paper they got it wrong. I'm pretty sure he might be good at a broke. I don't really know.
No, I don't think a paper would get that story wrong about him only equaling it.
The Sun.
I know, but everyone. Well, the Sun just get everything wrong. I don't even look at the Sun. But everyone reported that he'd equal it. There was no way it was gone wrong that way. Another one you were talking about, Payet has gone back to Marseille, not to the club, but to stay with his family.
Well, I was looked a couple of papers this morning, and there was a report Payet bought himself a one-way ticket back to Marseille, and the reason why he wants to go is because his wife wants to raise their kids in France. What do you think about
that? I can understand that his wife wants to raise kids in France, but you have to sign a contract, which it does oblige him to actually play for the club because he's earning money. West Ham probably have a really good suit against him to sue him, considering he's not playing for them.
But loads of players have done this in the past.
That doesn't make it any better.
I know, but it's nothing new.
I know, yeah, but the players haven't left the country, as per se. Payet has just literally got up and gone out of the country. No matter. It's really childish. I'm sorry, but it is childish. I understand your right to your family and you have a dedication to them, but it's just childish. You're the one who's meant to be getting money on the table for them, and now you have to go away, endangering that steady flow of income that you're getting at the moment.
Steady flow of income. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, but still though, you have to make if this was your family, it's just really childish. It's like if you're working in an office and you're just I don't want to go into work today and I just don't go in, but I'll still get paid. That's ridiculous. That's the worst mentality. He's getting paid for nothing, and I don't see. I hope to God West Ham still aren't paying him. But if they are paying him, what are they doing? Why are they paying him? I would sue Payet if he did that, and I'm not joking. I would actually sue him if he just left the club without the club's permission, and if he's getting paid and he's not doing anything. It's a joke in my opinion, and a lot of people. I think I mentioned this last week, but a lot of people have compared just all the greats have done this, like Bobby Moore and all that. But Bobby Moore wasn't earning the same amount of money as Dimitri Payet is. I'm sorry, I never really get this emotional with stuff, but this is actually a joke. It's a joke that he's allowed to get away with this. Moving. Is there anything you want to say about Payet, or?
I like the guy. If he goes back to Marseille, I'll be happier because I have a bit of a
Do you like the guy or do you like the player?
A bit of both.
Anyways, West Ham seems to be doing relatively decent without him though. They had that 3-0 win there against Crystal Palace last week. Big Andy Carroll, possibly
your favourite player in the world.
Oh yeah, ponytail magician. I'm surprised Peter Crouch didn't drag him down when he was going to get that bicycle kick.
Even though it was Crystal Palace they were playing, so
but do you not remember that England time when Peter Crouch is 6 foot taller than the guy who was running and he grabs the guy's ponytail to get the header? Have you not seen that?
No.
That was one of the best moments of the World Cup history. He was about 2 feet taller than the guy and the ball is literally going to 10. He just grabs the guy's ponytail and heads. But no, West Ham made a very good signing this week in the likes of Jose Font, coming to the club on a 2.5-year deal.
I think that's a step down.
It's a step down for him, but it's an amazing signing for West Ham.
We were discussing this earlier. It's a step down, but like the reason why he made it a step down is because by demanding the move and claiming he wasn't going to play for the club anymore. When he was waiting for say Man United or Liverpool to come in from, and they don't come in from, he can't go back to Southampton, so he just has to take the next best option, and it was West Ham.
Yeah, fair. Man United don't need him at the moment. Liverpool arguably could say they could put him on the bench maybe, but I don't see them. I don't see that clock.
After today, they might need him.
Yeah. Oh God. We won't talk about that just now, but we'll get onto it later if we have time. But yeah, it's a very good signing for them. Their team's actually started to play well. If Andy Carroll can stay fit, I can see them getting a possible mid-table position, maybe 9th, 8th, maybe if they're lucky. But I could see them maybe 10th. 10th is probably I think West Ham fans would take that now. To be fair, the way they had such a bad poor start to the season, and I think a lot of the players have benefited with Payet being out of the squad now because he's not being treated like as oh, I'm the main man, just give me the ball, or like if I'm not getting the ball, I'm not gonna do the work or whatever. But yeah, I think Lanzini is showing a lot of work now. He looked very good when he was playing against Crystal Palace. Andy Carroll scored. Antonio is a player I think deserves so much recognition on that side.
Conte's looking to bring him into Chelsea.
I would love to see him in a Chelsea shirt. I'd love to see him play for any big club, to be fair. It'd be such a nice move because I think the guy deserves it. Like, he's been so good.
He came from non-league, what a man.
He came from non-league, playing at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, he was very good there. Got his move to West Ham, and he was just straight away. Like, you could argue the likes of Sam Byram was much more of a prospect than when he came in.
True, yeah.
And Sam Byram, even though he had his injuries, hasn't just performed as good as he has. And Antonio's proven he can do it at right back, he can do it at right mid, he could probably do it at front.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
But he's an amazing player, and I think last year he had the most headed goals from a defender in Europe.
Did he?
Yeah.
Class.
Or he was in the top 5, one or the other. We'll just say it the most, just because I like the guy. But no, he's a really good player. He works his socks off, and I think you like players like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a very good player, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if he stays in the club for another year. When Mark Noble eventually steps down as captain, I wouldn't be surprised if he got the captaincy. I would love to see him as a captain of either the captain of West Ham or going to a bigger club. I wouldn't mind him. Even if we went to Liverpool, I would still love him.
That's a big statement from Odin.
It's a big statement.
Odin hates Liverpool with passion.
He's probably
as in if Liverpool was I'm gonna use the same analogy as I did earlier on. If Liverpool was an 11 out of 10 girl, and there was a girl that was like 2 out of 10 beside her, Odin would go for the girl that was 2 out of 10.
Yeah, but at least the 2 out of girl 10 won't start banging on about history.
But about going on about her former boyfriends.
Oh God.
and how they made love better than you.
Anyways, get out of this now. Yeah, okay, so Antonio, yeah, I would love him. He's one of the only English players that really has any sense of actual, like, character, I don't know, for lack of a better word, personality. If you saw his first press conference, he just seems like a really genuinely nice guy, and he shows performance on the pitch, and that's what I love in a player. I think that's what the majority of people like in a player. Moving away from West Ham now, we had a couple of big games there last week with Everton versus Manchester City. Did you see the game?
No, I saw highlights though, and I was blown away. As I said in the past, Guardiola's starting to crack. Like, my God, we can just. I fear for him as he's a great coach, but what's going on? He's never been in this position in his life, and now things are starting to get fly off the woodwork. He was saying the Claudio Bravo situation is his fault. He's like admitted defeat in the title race. He's claimed that he might not be good enough to manage Manchester City. Like he's kind of dug himself a hole.
Yeah, I think Man City are going to really need to just wipe off this season and make it a transitional season. Even though the amount of money they spent, they should easily be challenging for that title. And I've no sympathy for anyone in that club, considering how much money they spent this summer. They should easily be challenged. I hate when people say he doesn't have the players. He spent so much money in the summer on players. He definitely has the players. It's just I just don't think his system is more suited to the Premier League. He's one of those real one-directioned players. Like if something's going wrong, and people give Wenger stick for this, he doesn't make a sub for the 70 minute. Guardiola doesn't change his tactics at all. He doesn't do anything. I watched the Everton Man City game. If you saw him after the second goal, there was no passion. There was no come on, get back, defend this. He sat in his chair and looked down at his feet like a sulking child. It was ridiculous. And I know I've gone on a bit of a rant today with the two things that I've been talking about, but I hate man to do that. You're being paid so much money. You're brought in there.
He's the highest paid person at our club.
Exactly. And he's brought in to make this team into a great team. And here he's just whinging on the bench. Get your team sorted out. And I don't care if you have to spend more money. I don't care. But do not be blaming the players for them losing. You need to be out there and motivating
Oh,
them.
come on now. It's like, you can't really blame them. Isn't like there's two sides of the coin here. Like, the players aren't performing either.
No, I'm not blaming fully the players, but the players will play a lot better if they have a coach on the sideline who's, shouting at them, getting them to do work. Yaya Toure, I swear to God, if he doesn't run in the next match, I think it's just sealed. He has no legs. He has no legs. It's ridiculous. How can one guy not run? As I said to you earlier, there was a bit in the game where for Davis' goal, he saw Davis's run into the box and didn't bother going after him. He just watched him go in and score. I wouldn't be surprised if he started clapping and said, well done on that goal there. Oh, I got a great view of it. Yaya Toure, how he's still managed to be in that squad is beyond me. There's links that I think there's talked about this weekend against Spurs. They're going to play Fernando and Fernandinho, which wasn't a great partnership last year, but I can see it maybe working against Spurs because they play that sort of similar
I
idea
think
as well.
Spurs are going to batter them.
Oh, see, I think Spurs are going to win, but I'd like to see if they'll keep a clean sheet considering Vertonghen's out at the moment because
Oh yeah.
I have no faith in Kevin Wimmer. I'm sorry. After he scored, he's got more goals I think for Arsenal than he does for Spurs after that own goal. But
He scored, I'm pretty sure. Did he not score in that game as well?
did he?
No, that was Harry Kane. Harry Kane got a penalty. He nearly scored.
Yeah, so correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure a couple of Spurs fans will be going mental at me if I have gotten that wrong. But yeah, that Spurs I think will wipe the floor with them. Like if you lose 4-0 to Everton, you're probably going to lose 8-0 to Spurs. Yaya Toure, if he's in that team, he's just not going to survive. Spurs run the most in the Premier League. Yaya Toure, I don't know, walks the most in the Premier League. But anyways, that's basically it. Davis' goal was so good. You obviously saw the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, he's so good. This little Ronaldo chop plays in and it played back to him.
That little bit when he skill past the two players.
Yeah. Adema Luckman got a goal as well. Only 8 minutes into his actual debut, coming from Charlton Athletic. Thing is, I'd known about him before that. I was really surprised when I saw him. I was like, that's not the same guy, is it? And I looked and said, oh, it is my man. And then I was so happy when he moved to Everton. My man, I was so happy when he moved. I actually loved the guy. He was kind of underrated at Charlton because I'd seen like 1 or 2 Charlton games where he played and he was really good. I think it was at the time when Joe Gomez was still there, but that team was good at the stage. And Del Luckman, he was a good player and he's only 17 I think now. So
19.
Is he 19 now? I'm pretty sure he's only 17 or 18. Either or, he's a young player and he'll get better in the future. Definitely, if he can keep putting in performances like that. Predictions for the Spurs match?
I'd have to go for. I'm gonna go for 3-2 Spurs.
I don't see Man City getting a 4-0 touchdown. I'm gonna go 2-1 just because I don't know.
2-1 Man City.
No, 2-1 Spurs. Gee, calm down. Whoa, I'm not going that far in. Anyways, the other game we have to talk about, just because we have to talk about it because one of the biggest games in English football, even though they most of the time
and Irish football.
because most of the time they just end in a draw. But it is Liverpool versus Manchester United. What did you think?
I really enjoyed their game. I thought it was a good game, well contested. Pogba was what can I say? I think I'll always stand by my tweet until I think I've been proven wrong. In October 21st, I think I tweeted something like, "Fergie's right, Pogba is shy," and I'm gonna stick by that until he proves me wrong.
If I hear any more jokes about Pogba dabbing in the box, I swear to God, it's actually starting to get a bit annoying at this stage. Jay, you know those Facebook pages that do all the football stuff? Get some new jokes. Stop stealing everyone else's. They're the exact same joke. I think I got into my Facebook newsfeed. 4 scrolls was just him dabbing in the box. Get some new stuff.
Like, honestly, Pogba has had more haircuts this season than he has goals and assists, and that's really bad for a footballer. Like, I don't know anyone who's had that many goals and as that many haircuts than goals and assists. But speaking of Man United as a whole, they're actually going really well. I think they had 9 games winning streak in a row before that game. So they are starting to turn the corner, Mourinho. But what's happening to Liverpool?
Oh, yeah.
They drew 0 with Plymouth. They lost to Southampton. They've just lost to Swansea just today, 3-2. And they lost to and they drew Man United and they beat Plymouth in there as well.
Yeah.
But 6 games, only 1 win.
Yeah, not a single win this year in the Premier League so far for Liverpool. So yeah, keep it up, guys. Lucas Leiva scored against Plymouth. That's funny. They only beat them 1-0. It's League 2 play.
And Plymouth nearly scored as well. I was watching the game with a pal of mine and like Plymouth was so close. Like the ball crossed and he kind of hooked it over and it crashed off the post. I was like, yeah.
I hate Liverpool so much. Oh, good on you, Swansea. Love you, boys.
Paul Clement and Claude Makelele, former Chelsea boys.
Yeah, Claude Makelele. How did they get him?
Not as in like he's not playing, but he's like a...
I know you, but how did they get him in that course? Oh, I heard a rumour that they were going to give it to someone else, but he intercepted it. Oh, that's so crazy. Claude Makelele is more famous than that club, like.
Who's more famous than Swansea?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably.
The only Welsh team in the Premier League, well, obviously Cardiff were in there for a bit, but we don't talk about Cardiff because, we don't know if they're red or blue yet. Well, they're either or. They could be white next year, let's see. Anyways, that is Liverpool United done, thank God. Let's get on to something I want to talk about. FIFA had a little meeting there during the week, and Van Basten put forward some of the most stupid points I've ever seen in my life. Okay, let's go through them. Okay, we're going to go through them one by one. Okay, so first one he said was a cheeky no offside rule. Well, to be fair, probably the majority of the Premier League clubs have been playing with that this year, mainly Man United.
No, if there was no offside rule, that would be fucked up. Honestly,
I think just two people at the posts. That'd be literally
but everyone could just be there. One, you have your goalkeeper and just two.
That's what they used to do back in like the 80s and the 18th century. Like obviously, the offside rule was put in for a reason to make the game more entertaining. Sin bin, which is just stay in rugby.
Yeah, fuck off.
Orange card. I don't even know what he was doing. Orange card.
Basically, it's gonna be like a black card in GAA, which can fuck off as well.
Yeah, I'm not up for that. They have the green card in the Serie B, don't they?
Yeah, something like
that. If you do some great sportsmanship or something. It was awarded there, I think, like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but why a green card for great sportsmanship? You don't need it. Just, you don't need a card for great sportsmanship.
You win an award at the end of the year with the amount of green cards you get.
Still, you don't need no card for your sportsmanship. That's
Isn't
stupid.
a green card something that you get for like getting your petrol?
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe
that's for when you go to America.
Yeah. Maybe it's a nice trip to America at the end of the year. Maybe that's what it is. No extra time.
That's stupid. Next.
Time split. Time
See,
limit for
none
penalties.
of these are actually worth discussing because they're that idiotic.
Yeah, no, I just want to laugh at them. Time limit for penalties.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, they were basically. If any of you guys don't know this, they want to change the penalties to like they were back in the MLS in the 1990s. I think it was like the 95 or 96 MLS Cup final between LA Galaxy and Kansas City Wizards at the time. Now Kansas City. Look that up, right? And you'll see what the penalty shootouts.
I'd like to see that for a game, but not for the entire season. Imagine just they did that.
No, that'd be terrible. No.
Imagine Benteke after a full 90 minutes trying to run it. Imagine Yaya Toure at it. He'd just be trying to score long rangers.
Just no.
Andy Carroll just flick it up to himself, bicycle kick it in maybe. Game split into quarters rather than halves.
No, that's for American football and baseball.
Quarters,
and
guys, quarters. Yeah, no. Okay, players don't get that tired that quickly. I'm sorry, what do you want it for? More ads? No thank you. More corrupt FIFA money? No thank you. Actually, we talked about West Ham earlier, but I want to talk about it again just quickly. Andy Carroll's goal, the amazing little bicycle kick. I like the goal, but I can't see how people are saying it's goal of the season.
What's better, Giroud's or his?
Giroud's.
Yeah, so I definitely said Giroud's. People are like, no, Andy Carroll, bruv!
So it was before that. It was Mkhitaryan between Giroud. I argue Giroud because at least his was onside, and he started the entire play, which actually led to it. And then there was also, now it's Carroll's. No offense, Carroll, it was great technique and everything, but he had so much time to plot where the ball was going, and then it was a really nice stroke shot, but it's not goal of the season. There's no way. Giroud will probably win it easily, I think. Actually, see that thing about Wayne Hennessy always concedes good goals. He conceded Dele Alli's goal last year. He conceded the goal of Giroud, and then and the Carroll goal.
Yeah.
All three of them. Oh, imagine Wayne Hennessy's just like. Oh, imagine being Wayne Hennessy. That'd be so mean. Like, actually, no, Wayne Hennessy. Well, couldn't stop that.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways,
probably a decent goalkeeper.
Another thing I want to go into. I actually haven't watched any games of this. I usually watch something like the Copa America or something. I never watch the African Cup of Nations. It's ridiculous. I don't know why, but the main effect it really has is just on the Premier League. Really, it's just about how teams play.
To be fair, we never do because it's always like during the day we at school.
Yeah,
and they have to study.
It's probably the time limits, to be fair with them.
Yeah, but like the one time I did watch like a full African Cup of Nations in 2012, we had some family issues that year, so I could see most of it. I remember was it Zambia beating Ivory Coast. This year I only got to watch one game, which was the first game, which was last Saturday between Gabon and Guinea-Bissau. That finished 1-0. Guinea-Bissau, my boys.
Was it any good?
It's alright to be fair. I didn't see any of the goals now. Finished 1-0. Guinea-Bissau did go on to lose their next game 2-1. Can't remember who they were playing. But Guinea-Bissau, I think it's the first time ever in the African Cup of Nations. I've never even heard of Guinea-Bissau before today. And we could be seeing him in the World Cup in 2026.
Yeah, it's looking more likely considering all the teams that are going to be in it now. So yeah, it's basically just like we might as well not have the qualification thing anymore. It might as well just go straight into the World Cup at the way
About
it's going
216
now. Yeah,
countries.
go on, why not? Anyways, I want to talk about the effects it's going to have in the Premier League, especially for teams that have a lot of African players that have gone off.
Look at Leicester. No Islam Samani, no Mahrez, no Mati. And they got battered by Chelsea.
Oh yeah, that was the main thing because I was actually kind of worried of Leicester until I heard that Mahrez and Slimani was going to be. It's like that's a very weak team. Vardy and Musa are probably the main threats.
Yeah.
And then that's it really. So Alonso scored 2 against them. Arguably, probably one of them was really deflected in. Let's be fair.
Yeah.
But it still was a very good win for Chelsea. Liverpool are probably faring the worst out of this with Mane being gone, and Matip isn't even able to play for any team now. I don't know what is going on with that.
Yeah, there's something to do with the international clearance. If you know, kind of leave a comment down below and kind of explain to us, because none of us really don't know what's going on at all.
The thing I don't get though is if it was so important to Liverpool, why didn't they get the paperwork sorted out so much earlier than they have now? Maybe they did, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm almost certain that they made no attempt really for it. So they were just like, oh well, he kind of said it, so he doesn't have to go now. And they were kind of doing the typical Liverpool things, like if I didn't hear it, it doesn't exist. And so anyways, I think Crystal Palace are going to suffer a lot from this because the way Sam Allardyce plays with the 2 wingers.
I think Palace are going down. Like,
do you honestly think that though? I just think they're good.
Yeah.
They're too good to go down, in my opinion. Like they've got the team to stay
not
up.
by this season though. I don't think Sam Allardyce has it anymore. I think he kind of got crushed after he fucked over the England job.
Yeah, they're tired. We always see like Sam Allardyce come in. He also has an immediate impact, but I think a lot of players like just don't really trust him anymore.
Yeah, that could be it. Like,
because a lot of people are saying like, oh, he's just making excuses. He's not a great manager. But I'm actually thinking like, if somebody came in and they were rumored to have done like really dodgy dealings or anything, I would have been like, oh, I don't really trust this guy. Like, I wouldn't want to.
But as
there.
I said in a previous podcast, I don't think he should be allowed to be back in football.
Thing I don't get is how he got a job before Louis van Gaal and Laurent Blanc.
Oh my god, yeah.
How is that a joke?
How is that possible?
See, this is what I want to compare this to Newcastle, because at least Newcastle, if they got rid of Steve McLaren a bit early, they probably would have stayed up. But at the same time as well, at least they didn't go for someone like Sam Allardyce. Something they went for a big manager and they ended up getting him. So they're obviously thinking of the future rather than just like, oh, how can we stay in it now? How can we stay in it now? And if I was Chris West, I would have gone after Laurent Blanc. Louis van Gaal's obviously, I think, has he announced his retirement? Because there's people saying he hasn't, people saying he hasn't. He's gone now, but I say if he was off that Chris West job, he probably would have said yes.
You know, Louis van Gaal retired because of like family issues. His wife's husband recently passed away, I think so.
Right.
He just called it
Wait,
quits.
his wife's husband?
No. His daughter's
husband. He died. Did he die?
His daughter's husband.
Alright, okay. I was thinking, what? Oh, well, he is Dutch. Like, wouldn't surprise me what they do out there.
Oh, that's racist!
It's not racist. Smoking the good stuff. But no, what's it called? Yeah, as we were saying, yeah, they should have definitely gone after like Laurent Blanc at least. Laurent Blanc is, you can argue he played for PSG, but he's still a very good manager.
Yeah,
PSG are doing crap now without him.
Exactly, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, people say, oh, Laurent Blanc, he did do easy in Paris. But yeah, even though he won 2 quadruples or whatever, yet Unai Emery is struggling to make ends meet out there.
Yeah. And then we have one more team who's not really struggling now since now Berahino, but Bonnie's gone out, so that doesn't really make much of a difference. But yeah, do you think actually Laurent Blanc can get a job by the end of this season?
Probably not. It doesn't look like it. Maybe he's waiting for it next season.
It's really random though. Either I say he must have been approached. There's no way he hasn't been approached for a job. Like there's been some jobs open at that stage.
Maybe he'll go to Leo. Leo are looking for a new manager.
Yeah,
even though the Bielsa is looking to, they're looking at Bielsa. I don't know. I don't know how to point. You think you maybe why didn't Swansea go after him?
Yeah, it's weird. Well, I don't think Swansea really had the ambition to go after him. Let's be fair.
Ooh.
But let's be fair. Maybe they could do well now. They are after beating Liverpool again. Thank you, love you guys. I'm not going to talk anything bad about Swansea now because they've done me a big favour because I just love when Liverpool lose. But in general though, yeah. So that's basically it. Laurent Blanc, maybe we'll get a job. There will be jobs opening up near the end of the year. Maybe he'll get one. Maybe he's waiting till the summer so he can have a good season.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe he's waiting for a job opening up.
Yeah, because if I was a manager now and there was a relegation club who wanted me, I don't know if I'd take it.
I'd take it.
Well, like you obviously would because but if you were a manager who could afford to wait,
like
exactly. Laurent Blanc, you wouldn't really be like, oh, I don't want to really tarnish my career in this. But yeah. Anyways, we could probably see him getting a job during the summer. Another thing I want to talk about, I obviously made a video during the week. That was actually meant to be a Twitter video, that Juventus one, but Twitter wouldn't let me upload it for some reason. Said it was too big, which to be fair, it probably was. But yeah, anyways, I uploaded that video. It was on the Juventus logo. What do you think of it?
I think it's a pile of crap. What was wrong with their logo? It was so crest. I mean, being Americanized here. It was so nice.
Yeah, it was.
I
nice.
loved, as in like I'm not UA's biggest fan, but I liked the UVA crest. It was nice. It was. They're the old lady of Italian football. Now they're changing their crest to a J. To a J.
It doesn't even look like a. What
are they doing?
It doesn't even look like a crest. It doesn't even look like their older crest. Like at least their other ones when they changed it still had some.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't even have the old like three the twin teams,
Yeah,
the little horse that in their crest. It doesn't even have the horse, man.
It looks like an emoji. It does. It honestly does. That's probably what they're going for. They were like, Paul Pogba's gone. We can't get that ad money in. We need to make it hip for the kids. The old lady's turning into the young lady, guys.
Giving a bit of Botox.
A bit of Botox.
A bit of Botox. Getting a bit of breast implants.
Oh God. I don't know if I want to put this on the podcast. No. But yeah, their team is aging. To be fair, maybe that's.
Is really.
Yeah.
They've quite got the young
Their
players.
strike
as well.
force is pretty young, but the rest of them, you look at their back line.
I
very
know,
old.
but that back line could go forever. The original BBC, Barzagli, Cicilline, and
yeah, no, but look at
the
the
other
ages.
guy.
Though. Look at the ages. You got Buffon, who's I think he's 38 now or something.
Oh, but Buffon could play for like
yeah, no,
10
I know,
years.
but I'm just going through the ages. Okay, 38. Barzagli's like 35. Benucci, I think Benucci's the youngest.
Benucci, yeah.
He's 30 though, which is still quite old. Chiellini's 31, 32. Dani Alves, I think 32 at the moment now. Patrice Evra's 35, I think. Like that back line alone could be like.
He's not playing them on Patrice Evra.
Yeah, I know, but he's quite old.
You just mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, all of those players could be old enough to be my dad. Like that's how old they are.
Well, your dad must be really young then.
My dad's 55.
Yeah, but still, no then.
It still could be old enough to be my dad. To be fair.
Sure.
Actually, wait. Oh God, maybe the maths isn't right there.
Yeah, exactly.
We're looking at if it was 30, might be 13. No, it wouldn't work. Okay.
I told you were wrong.
We all know I'm not doing great in maths. Okay?
Yeah.
There's no need to rub it in. But anyways, yeah, that entire team is very.
I've just
old
roasted
in
you
a
throughout
sense.
this whole episode.
What?
I've just roasted you throughout this whole episode.
I'll just roast myself in this episode, but no, their strike force is obviously something they're looking for the future. But if they don't get any, I think they have Rugani, and that's about it. There is no one else. But yeah. Anyways, anything else you want to talk about?
Other than I'm looking forward to the Arsenal episode next week. Oh, guys, I'm heading over to Chelsea Brentford next week. So if any of you listening are heading over and you see me, I'll be doing a bit of film when I'm over there. Pop over, say hello, and chat about the match or football in general. That's kind of what I have to say.
Who's going over with you?
Me dad.
Oh yes, the big man. He's the favourite guy in my videos. I don't even like you in your videos. I prefer your dad.
Oh, alright.
Those small bits when your dad talks in the background, legendary. Absolutely legendary. Remember when you went to that non-league stadium?
Yeah.
That was the best because Martin just says something in the background. Oh, legendary man. Subscribe to the channel for him, not for Oren. Can we get some more dad content? Like the dad view.
Fuck off.
Dad view. Leeds United view.
Martin's corner.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. Is yours? I still don't. We could have a Leeds view or an Arsenal view because your dad's secretly an Arsenal supporter.
Oh, he has a shrine in his closet for
Get him on
Wenger.
next week.
Get him on.
Martin, the big man, on next week. You've heard it here first, guys. So I think we're